Hello party people. I'm trying to make this video before this battery dies because I totally messed up on my video this month. I meant to, I feel like I should just charge this battery and then do this video later, but I'm gonna do my best effort. So I meant to do a vlog today and yesterday because I've had like 40 doctor's appointments and I'm also going to the dentist this afternoon. Because I have, oh my gosh, just so much has been happening. So to start, I went to a cardiologist like a month ago. And because I've been having like heart palpitations and I was like, dude, I think something's wrong with my heart, blah, blah, blah. So I went to this cardiologist and he was like, basically like, it's all fixable. You're probably fine, but we're going to send you for like an echocardiogram and a, calcium score of your heart. So I was like, all right, cool. Did that, did both those tests. I went back to the cardiologist yesterday and he was like, yeah, you're fine. But like all of your like medications for your diabetes are old. And a part of the reason I was like debating about bringing up even going to a cardiologist, but part of the reason I want to bring it up and talk about it is I had to freaking advocate for myself so much in that cardiology appointment because he was like, first of all, he walked in to my first appointment and he was like, and I've never met this guy. I just got his name off of like my insurance's website because insurance is annoying here in America. But I was like, he walked in and he was like, yeah, you're on all the wrong medication. And I was like, and he said, including insulin. And I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. So he was like, yeah, you're on all the wrong medication. Actually, I wonder if I can plug this in and be charging it and using it. Hold on, let me try that. Okay, I'm back and I'm plugged into the wall. I feel like I'm always plugged. I was in a meeting the other day and I thought I'd have to get up to go do something. And I was like, I can't, I'm plugged into the wall because I was trying to charge my pump at the same time. And there's like a freaking airplane going by right now. So anyway, as I was blabbing on before, my hair is crazy. So this cardiologist like walks into the room and he was like, you're on all the wrong medication, including insulin. And my dad was with me and we like both kind of looked at each other like, what? And then he was like, yeah, like blah, blah, blah. And he was like saying all this stuff. And he got like kind of halfway through the appointment and I was like, I just want to clarify, like I have type 1 diabetes, not type 2. And he was like, yeah, I know. But I was in my head as I was like, all the things he was saying like wasn't making sense. And he was going on and on about like the 5 pillars of medication for diabetes should be like a cholesterol medicine, a heart medicine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I've been seeing an endo for my whole life basically, and they've never brought this up. And you would think an endocrinologist would know about this if this was the quote 5 pillars of diabetic medicine, whatever. So he said some other stuff in the appointment that I was like he asked me, he goes, how much did you weigh 20 years ago? And I was like, well, I was 9 years old. What do you, I don't know. I weighed the average amount that like a 3rd grader weighs or whatever grade you're in when you're 9. So all that to say, I'm like, what's the best angle to hold this at is I went to a cardiologist. 1, I'm fine. 2, I'm not impressed with him. Because then also, so I had a follow-up appointment yesterday after getting like an echocardiogram and a calcium score, which both of those came back normal. My heart's totally fine. I probably just have anxiety, but it's good to check. So I walk into the appointment yesterday and I start seeing his like PA, right? And she starts talking to me and she goes, yeah, you might want to be concerned about like a family history of diabetes. And I was like, did you read my chart? And she goes, no. And I was like, because I have type 1 diabetes and adrenal insufficiency. And she was like, oh, and she was definitely embarrassed. She's like, I'm really sorry. Like, yeah, I'm just reading it now. I was like, yeah. And then he walks, I don't know. It was just like the weirdest. I'm glad I don't need a cardiologist, or I don't think I need one, but I think if I did, I might find another person because it just wasn't the vibe. And I was like, I feel so unheard. I feel so overlooked. And then yesterday, this cardiologist started going into like, well, there's 2 types of people with diabetes. There's like pure type 1s who were like, have been type 1 since they were like a child. And then there's the type 1s who like get diagnosed with like diabetes when they're an adult and because they're overweight. And I was like, again, to clarify, I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 6. He was like, yeah, I know. I was like, so what's the point of saying, I didn't say that, but I was like, in my head, I'm like, what's the point of saying all this if, because I was like, are you looping me into like the overweight, like later in life diagnosed diabetics? Because I am a juvenile diabetic. But he was like, no, I know you were diagnosed since you were 6. I was like, I kind of don't think you did know that, but whatever. So, and on top of all of this, oh my gosh, so ever since last month, like late February, I've had like 40 doctor's appointments. I've had a cardiologist appointment. I've had the echocardiogram, which I actually loved, and I was trying to get the images to like come back to me, but they won't let me have it, which I think is kind of annoying. But it was really cool. I really liked seeing my heart. I've never had like a ultrasound thing. What else have I had? I've had the oh my gosh, there's so many C words when you're a cardiologist. Calcium score. And I had an endo appointment today. But going back a little bit, because I'm kind of losing track here, is I called my endo after my original cardiologist appointment because he was putting me on some meds, and I was like, hey, like, I just want to make sure, like, you're cool with this, and that, like, you and I are on the same page because I have known you for longer, I've worked with you for longer, like, you know me, we're cool, this other guy is, like, brand new. And he was really upset. Like, he wasn't yelling at me on the phone, but he was, like, definitely mad. I definitely cried after, even though in my head, as I was like, he's not yelling at you, he's not mad at you, he's mad at this cardiologist. And to summarize what he said is he was like, the cardiologist needs to stay in his lane and I'll stay in my lane. So that was fun. I do love my endo though. And I felt good. I was like a little upset at first because I was like, oh my God, I feel like I got yelled at. Like, I don't like getting yelled at, you know? But then I was like, okay, he's just mad on my behalf. He's not mad at me, but he's mad at this cardiologist. So that was fun. But I am glad I called him because he's like, the things are fine, but like the cardiologist also wanted me to go on Jardiance, which I haven't heard. I've heard it works good for like type 2 people, but type 1 people, it can make them end up in DKA. Now that is just what I heard. That's not an official like opinion, but I was like, I don't want to go into DKA. Like, did that once before. I'm good. I don't need a visit to the ICU again. Like, if I can help it, I'm good. So anyway, this is just like a quick story time video of what has freaking happened in the last like month. Because yeah, I meant to do a vlog, but I just forgot. But I already said that. But so then I went to my endo today, and I was like a little scared when I walked in because I was like, is he going to yell at me? Not that he would actually yell at me, but I was like, is he going to be upset with me? I don't know. Well, for a second I was like, am I recording? I am, so I'm good. But he was very nice today, and he was like, your heart looks fine. You can stay on these meds, which one is a statin. I can't remember what the other one is, but I feel fine on them. My heart rate has like lowered a little bit. Basically why I went to a cardiologist is I was like having heart palpitations and my heart was just like beating fast all the time. Like I would get watch notifications that were like, hey, your heart is beating quickly and you seem to be inactive. And I was like, I am. So, you know, just a little cause for concern. Thank you, Apple Watch, which you can't even see right now. But I had a good endo appointment today. He was very nice. I told him about some international travel that I have coming up, which I could do a whole video on that. And he gave me a doctor's note. I got some updated prescriptions. I also had to I don't know if I tried to get Humalog from the pharmacy the other day and they were like, no. And I was like, bro, I'm diabetic, which I have extras, thank God. But I'm like, I had him give me a new insulin prescription and I feel like they're not giving me Humalog. They're giving me something else, Lispro. I don't know. So I'm going to see. I'm just going to pick whatever up and just go with it. Because one, I don't feel like fighting it. Two, I'm just like, ugh, it's fine. Everything's fine. But I was on a medicine called pioglitazone, which I'm going to come off of, which that makes you really water retentive. So I'm going to come off of that. And I'm actually going to try metformin for the first time. So I'm very interested to see how that is. Kind of excited. And yeah, he checked everything. He was like, you're good. I didn't talk to him about if he was mad at me for the cardiologist because I was like, whatever, I don't need to get personal, but I'm glad I had a cardiologist appointment yesterday, could report everything that they said to him today because that worked out. And all in all, my heart's healthy and my heart's fine. Yay for that. But yeah, and then I have a freaking dentist appointment this afternoon, which is just a checkup, but I'm like, I didn't realize I gave myself a 1-2 punch with these appointments today, even though they're both follow-ups. But anyway, I feel like there was something else that I want to say. And as I'm talking, I'm like, no wonder my heart rate's high. I speak a mile a minute and I don't let myself breathe. So I'm going to try and get better about that. Gonna find maybe a new cardiologist if I even need to go to one. And I'm just gonna keep chugging along. But everything looks good. My A1C is 6.8, so holler for a dollar. It's been that for the past like 2 visits, I think. So I'm like, cool, but I would love to like maybe lower it a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. In the end, all I'm trying to say is like, advocate for yourself in these appointments. If you don't feel right, say something. Like, I don't know that this cardiologist totally understood my history, because he was saying some like just controversial and contradictory things. So stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to speak up, basically. It is terrifying though, because I was like, what if I don't know. It's scary, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a scary world out there medically, so between insurance and doctors who think they know everything. I call this cardiologist Dr. Not Sassy Pants, and not Dr. Confidence. That's what I call him, because he's like so confident. And I'm like, I'm sure you are, but like I just don't feel like you're getting what I'm trying to get. So anyway, stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself, do the right thing. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. Anyway, this is my little video for this month. I'm excited because my mom's coming into town next week. Yay. So I'm hoping I can do a little like Q&A video with her. So if you have any questions for her, let me know. Or some type of just like fun type 1 mom video. I'm honestly trying to convince her to go on the tandem, and I think she's starting to come around to the idea. So I'm excited, and I hope that I can convince her. But anyway, I hope y'all are doing well. Thanks as always for watching my videos, and I will see you guys next month. Bye.